This is an Ocean King Doge 400. It's an Italian-built Explorer super yacht. So it's steel hull, it's aluminium superstructure, it's 40 meters long, and it is rather magnificent. As you can see, there's quite a lot to this, which we're going to cover because we're going to go into every area. We're going to show you the guest areas, the crew areas, the engine space. We're going around the decks. We're doing everything. And this is well worth seeing, starting with this beautiful pool, of course, at the back of the boat. That's rather special, isn't it? Let's head on forward. It's a busy boat show, so we're going to bump into people a little bit, but we'll do the very, very best we can and see if we can find some nice quiet areas. I like the way this is recessed down here, so it's a nice private space. You can see the walkways then round to the side decks and so forth, but we'll head on in first of all, and we will do the full tour, starting right here, which is, of course, the main saloon. That is a big, impressive space, isn't it? And you can see we've got the sliding side doors on here as well, so you can really open this space out. Obviously at the minute we're alongside two absolutely enormous other super yachts, so we're not getting the full impression of that, but nonetheless that's what's going on there. We'll head on forward, I think, first of all, and show you the whole of the main deck, and then we'll take in the lower decks and the crew areas and so forth. But you can see we've got steps going up, we've got steps going down, but we'll head forward first of all. There is a day heads in here, so of course there's a sliding pocket door that comes across there, and then forward again, owner's cabin. So basically this door here, this threshold here, this is all the owner's cabin space. So we've got this nice little desk area as we come inside. There's a lovely walk-in wardrobe over here. Check this out. How nice is that? And then we'll come on forward again and we will find this absolutely gorgeous space up here. We've got the big windows in here as well, as you can see. Again, not getting the full effect of that today with other boats alongside, but you can imagine out at anchor how good that looks. And then right up to here, what a beautiful space. That is so nice. Let's press on a little bit further, because we have the ensuite here, but as well as the usual, which is the loo and the bidet in there, and the twin sinks and the mirror wave and the shower, we can go a little bit further and we'll discover there's a sauna in here as well. Check this out. Look at that, how nice is that? That's fantastic, isn't it? Let's reverse out of here, swing on round, take a last little look at that, and then we'll head on back. There's more storage in places like this. There's a fridge in there as well, actually. And then we'll come on back again and we will take a stroll downstairs and have a look and see what we can find. Just wait for this gentleman to come past. And away we go. So this, of course, is down to the lower deck. 4 cabins down here, all a really good size, as you would hope for in a 40-meter yacht, and it's exactly what you get. Here we go. So this kind of thing with the twin singles in. Look how thick these whole sides here are. Just remarkable, isn't it? And then we've got hanging locker there, of course, and then a very nice ensuite tucked up in here. You'd expect these cabins to be ensuite, and yes, of course, that is exactly what we get with a big rainfall shower there as well. Lovely. If we come on back this way then, we've got another cabin over here. This is a double. Very nice. Again, the hanging locker over here, and then again the ensuite with the shower. No, with the mirrored door with the shower over here. Lovely. I love things like this woodwork that's been done up here. That's very, very classy. Nice. Let's press on back a bit further. One of these cabins has got people in, so we'll have to see whether we can just dodge around that one a little bit. But these are the VIP cabins here, so these are a bit bigger. Ensuite's a bit bigger as well. Got a nice dressing table in here, the AV equipment, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's all very nicely proportioned. And of course, as you'd expect, we've got storage in behind in places like this. And again, the shower, of course. Fantastic. Lovely. Okay. I'm hoping we might get a clear run into this one now. Yes, look at this, system's working. It's a very similar cabin, of course. So you've got 2 VIP cabins, 2 further guest cabins, and that main deck owner's cabin. Very, very lovely. Wardrobes on this side and drawers down here. There's a lot of stuff in this. I won't open it all, but again, just to give you a flavour, that's what the inside of a drawer looks like. Brilliant. Let's press on a little bit further. That is the lower deck. This is all housekeeping stuff down here. So towels and linen and whatever else you want to keep, that is all tucked away along there. So that is the 4 lower deck cabins. We've seen the main deck master, which takes us up to 5. I'm going to take you into the crew areas, I think, while we're in this area of the boat. We've got side access straight out onto the side deck here. And if we come around here, back into the saloons where we came in the first place, we'll come across and we'll find a pantry area here. Again, side doors. This is straight out onto the side deck. So for the crew, they've got routing right the way through. And if we spin on round and head into here, we will find a rather lovely galley. Look at that. That's very, very nice, isn't it? Good size. Again, you'd expect it on a yacht of this caliber, but that is what you've got here. I want to keep going because there's a lot of people moving around on this boat, and I think while we've got a clear shot, we'll keeping on, because this takes us down to the crew space. There's a mess area down here and crew cabins down here. Thusly. And of course you've got refrigeration and all that kind of stuff dotted around the place. I just wanted to get in here because I knew there was people coming, so this is just keeping us ahead of the curve a little bit. The cabins down here, they're all double cabins, or twin cabins I should say. They've got en suites, and then we're not going to go into them all, but just so you can see the kind of thing, they're dotted in through here. But there's also then a very nice laundry space. Like that. It is proper stuff. But yes, these areas are very much in use, so we are going to slip on through. But another cabin up here, another cabin here, and there is also a captain's cabin, which is up off of the bridge. So that is giving us the crew accommodation. This is a dumbwaiter here. It's taking food up to the top. And in fact, this is interesting because you can see here there's crew routing inside the crew areas. I don't need to go into the guest areas at all. That will take them on up to the upper deck. But I think what I'll do is I'll take you around the guest route, but I'll show you the top of that when we come out of there in a moment. So we'll head back across this side. You can see we've got obviously AV equipment here. That is a very nice movie spot actually, isn't it? That would be lovely. And then we'll come on around. That's forward to the owner's cabin. That's down to the lower deck with the guest cabins. This is the guest routing up to the upper deck. So the bridge is up here, and there's a sky lounge up here as well. Day heads for this level is tucked in behind there. And then look at these massive opening sections here, here, across the back, so you can make this dining area as enclosed or as open as you like. That is absolutely fantastic. Now again, you can configure this however you want. So if you wanted this as a saloon up here, you could certainly have it. This owner's chosen to have this as a dining area. And then if we come around this side, we can head forward. You can hear the horns in the background. There's a ship moving somewhere. Pantry area, and then this is that crew routing that comes on around and through that we saw from the galley area. Again, we've got refrigeration about the place, even in areas like this. There's a lot of refrigeration on this one, as you would hope. Forward again then, that's where that dumbwaiter comes out. And then up to here, there is a little desk area tucked in behind the door there, and then the bridge itself is here. And interestingly, you can see there's steps here, crew routing right through the whole boat, which is unusual on a 40-metre boat. But yeah, this is superb. This company has a lot of commercial shipbuilding routes, and so you know they take this stuff properly seriously, and it shows. This is a little ship bridge, isn't it? Look at it, absolutely immense. Fantastic. Operating system is here. I'm not going to start delving into that. Obviously, you can see it here as well. I mean, the screens on here, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screens. I don't know why we've got so many horns going, but there we are. How strange. That's the captain's cabin. We're not delving into there because obviously it's in use, but you can see ensuite over on that side, and then we've got switch panel over here as well. This then is that internal routing to the well, we're on the upper deck, aren't we? I was going to say the upper deck, but that is the upper deck that we're on. So that is up to the sun deck. That's what I'm trying to talk about. But I'm going to take you out this way first of all. We'll have a wander around the decks. We've got life rafts here, also wing station. Underneath here there's one each side, of course, like this. And then we can come forward and we've got this lovely convivial area up here on the bow. And it's clouding up in Monaco. Look at this. It's been beautiful sunshine all day. And look at all of these yacht tenders milling around, taking guests and customers and clients out to the ships that are out at anchor. That's insane, isn't it? Anyway, let's focus on this one. We've got the foredeck up here with the capstans, obviously. There's also a really nice bosun's locker up here in the bow, like this. So it is, again, it's kind of little ship stuff, isn't it? Let's come right across and round, and we'll come back down this side, and then we'll head up to the sun deck. I'm really struggling with that today, aren't I? Other wing station here, more life rafts here, access again back into the bridges over here, and then back here is that lovely open dining area. We'll carry on through and we will loop around. So this is the aft end of the the upper deck, and the piano is here as well. We're not allowed to touch that, probably wise. And up again to the, oh come on brain, where are we? Up again to the sun deck. Thank you. Whoever shouted that. So we've got sunbathing back here. Fabulous hot tub in the centre. Look at that. That is stunning, isn't it? And then we can come right on forward. We've got the bar area here. We've got the grills here, of course. This is all things like fridges and ice makers and all that kind of stuff is all tucked away in here. There's a Dayhead's up here. Mackie's up here. Greg's up here. It's all going on up here. That's the Dayhead's. And then right at the front, this is the steps that we saw up from the bridge. So that is crew routing right the way through the whole boat. And that is quite impressive. And in fact, there's a helm position here as well. Check this out. Again, on a 40-metre boat, it's not something you often find, but this has got it. That is impressive. Brilliant. I'm going to take you back down this way, I think, just because there's a few people that have come up here now. And we'll loop on down and find the engines and the beach club and so forth. So this is back down to the bridge, and we'll loop right round. And in fact, you know what I'll do is I'll take you, so we really have done every area down the crew routing all the way back down. So as I say, this is not guest areas, this is all crew areas, and it keeps the routing out into their own spaces, which is excellent. So that again is back into the galley. I'm going to show you this again only because we skipped through here a little bit earlier, only because I could hear people coming through behind us. But yeah, let's have a little bit more of a linger into here. So this is obviously, you know, big pantries and so forth in places like this. Storage everywhere. This kind of stuff up here. Yeah, that is quite the space, isn't it? And then this one over here is part of the refrigeration. Let's flip that back over as we found it. And this kind of thing here, which I think is freezer. I think that's what's going on there. Good, fantastic. Okay, so that's down to the crew areas. We've seen that. That's just engineering spaces, this kind of stuff. But we will go, which way should we go? Let's go out of here. Since we're doing the whole crew thing. Wine cooler here, of course. This takes us down the outside past the saloon where we first entered the boat, and we can come right on back here. This is this sheltered area that we saw that sort of slightly sunk down. That's that pool that we saw as we came on, but we are now going to head back this way. Look how fantastic this routing is down through here. This is properly lovely. So we're basically going down to the beach club, we're also going down to the engine space, and since there's people in the beach club, I'll take you into the engine space first of all. That's in here. So we've got this lovely kind of workroom basically here as we come in. It's the first thing that we find. And then this is pretty special. Look at this. Standard engines in this boat are MANs. There's an option for Caterpillars, which is what this boat has. So these are C32s. They're 1,450 horsepower each. They're giving this boat about 15 knots. As I mentioned, it is an Explorer. It's designed for long distance cruising, not high performance blasting. And that's why at 12 knots, you've got 5,000 miles of range. Absolutely fantastic. And you can really get all the way around these. And look at the size of these generators. Just fabulous. We come back down this side. We've got water makers back here, for example. I love the way that these are racked out up along here. That's great. And other stuff which I don't entirely understand. So we'll keep going. We'll loop back round. We've got some other people who've joined us in here now, so we will we'll keep on moving. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on in here and beautifully organised, isn't it? Just fantastic. Okay, let's press on down around here. We can have a quick look down the other side. There is another route out, so that's directly out onto the deck there, obviously for emergencies. We've got another generator on this side. We can come back down through here. And another generator on this aft bulkhead. But we'll go out past these chaps here, since they're all coming this way. I think we did quite well there, didn't we? Brilliant. And then with a bit of luck, we might get a fairly clear shot at the beach club. Yes, not too bad. Look at this. This is another absolutely fabulous area on the boat. Use this however you want, but you're right down at water level here. That's the transom that rolls up and basically encloses this area. But then in here we've got things like engineering spaces like this. You can see the emergency wheel there for the emergency steering, for example. But there's also We go over this side. This one's been set up like a gym, but as I say, it's very much owner spec, depending on what you want and how you want to use this. You might want this as a lounging area, you might want it as a TV zone, but there's also a sauna down here, which is the second one we've seen on the boat, don't forget. And we've got shower in this side. And then we have also a day heads here somewhere. If I remember rightly, yes, it's over here. Thusly. And finally, we want to talk about tender storage. Well, that's what this does as well, because there is a drop balcony here, but also you can see there's a crane in the ceiling, a beam crane. So that will bring a tender into this space. So clearly move this out of the way. And you've got the chocks there that will go into the floor, and the tender then can sit across here inside the boat. That's just fantastic, isn't it? So many great spaces on this boat, and all so beautifully finished. I think that is fabulous. And I think we've done it against all odds. It is a really, really busy boat. It's a really popular one here at the Monaco Yacht Show. And I think what we'll do is we'll just loop back up C-bobs, as you can see, dotted around the place. We can go from here, back up. Let's do the whole length, just to finish off. Because it does give you quite the impression of the size of this yacht. Look at this. Back up to the upper deck, and we'll keep on forward. Let's get right up to the bow. Brilliant. That's it. I think we've done it. I'm pleased with that. I came on, it's a very busy boat, and I wasn't sure how this one was going to go, but that has been excellent. Massive, massive thanks. Let's lean against that. There we go. Massive, massive thanks to Ocean King and also to Denison Yachts, who've organised this tour. I'll put a link to those guys in the description, and huge thanks as ever to you for watching. But let me know what you think of that one in the comments, and we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.